Told you the sun doesn't shine here.
Leaving a game like that where offense probably wasn't as good as well, you still come out with a win. How do you feel after that?
You got to give yourself points when you win football games. There's always things to clean up when you come out of a football game, but if you come out of a football game where you win in the road or on the road again in a hostile environment, man, they got really good fans. Against a really good football team that's had the sustained success that we have. Like if you come out of this and you're just thinking about all the negative things that happen, that makes for a miserable existence. We'll get there. We'll get to what we need to clean up, and really good first half by the offense, not a great second half, and a lot of different reasons why. I'm never gonna. Winning's hard in this league, and I'm always gonna enjoy a win. And then I'm going to be really hypercritical on myself first and foremost, and then the rest of the guys after that, and the coaches. So yeah, you feel great.
What does it mean to the defense to have Jalen Carter back?
Yeah, huge. He's a big time player. Just a big time player who makes big plays. I mean, you saw it, right? Big sack. We did a good job of getting after Josh Allen, who's. I have the utmost respect for Josh Allen. He is a phenomenal player. Obviously, the league voted him MVP last year, so I'm stating the obvious. But the pressure he was able to put on the blocked extra point was huge. I actually, as we went through some of the highlights afterwards, I forgot to mention it, and that was a huge play, because then they're kicking a field goal or an extra point to win the game at the end, instead of going for two to try to win. And so, yeah, huge to have him back. He did a great job of taking care of himself and getting himself ready to go, and it's huge to have him back and involved in that defense.
There's been a couple of splash plays on special teams this season in particular. What does it say about him that he still makes an impact in that phase of the game?
Relentless in everything that he does, relentless effort. Not just on the defense where he gets paid to be, relentless on defense, but then also the force that he can be on special teams, right? To block 3 kicks in a year is big deal. And him and Jordan Davis and Brandon Graham and Morrow, they do a good job of getting push in there. And we knew that kicker kicked it low, and he kicked it low on that one, and he got his hand up and big time play. And so it just speaks to the shape that he's in. All our guys are in. I said to the defense, the way they were pursuing, we knew Josh Allen could continue to extend plays. And the way we pursued to the ball showed how good a shape they're in. It showed how relentless they are. I tell them, I always say, hey, talented teams that play with great attention to detail, which we have some things to clean up, that play together and play with relentless effort, those teams are hard to beat. And, so relentless.
You mentioned there were some issues on offense in the second half. What comes to mind first?
I think it's multiple things. Obviously this has happened to us before, this season. We have to do a better job of helping them be in positions to succeed. I got to help. I put it on myself. I got to help, with some things there, with some things that I know we want to get called. Kevin did a good job in that first half, but I got to help in that second half a little bit, getting some things that we want to get called there. And then, in execution, it's everything, right? And so, obviously, I'm not going to get too much into it. I have some thoughts, and we'll go back and look at it. But a lot of things that we can do differently and better there in the second half.
And that's one of those 5 drives. 4 of those 5 drives, you guys ran twice first. You ran on first, the second down and pass. I know collectively you're not really looking at it that way, but you feel like you got too predictable.
No, I don't think there. I think that, obviously it's something that we got to mix in some of the play action things that we've done so well in the last couple weeks, and not wait there. Again, that's on me. I know what the first play is going into every series, and so we got to do some different things there. We hit some good runs there in the first half. It wasn't hitting the same way, so we had to change. I should have done a better job there in that particular case to change some approaches there. But just pumped to get out of here with a win. This is like I said, this is a hostile place. Maybe the last game that they play. I think the last game that they play home next week. Yeah. Well, I'd like to be the last one, but but this place, believe it or not, I never went to a football game here. I went to a high school game here. I watched a high school game here. I think I watched Jamestown play Orchard Park back in 1999 with I think Craig Swanson was the Jamestown quarterback. Aaron Leeper was the running back. Nate Millen was some of my friends there that we went and see.
Jamestown win?
Jamestown, I can't remember. I was just bummed that we didn't play. I think I dropped a big pass in a game against Springfield on fourth down that allowed us not to get into the playoffs. So that's why I'm so obsessive about fundamentals. I think I took my eye off the ball. But I had never seen a game here unless it's been a coach in this one. But so a lot of history here. I've worked with Pete Metzlers. I've worked with Frank Reich. I love those guys. So a lot of history here, and cool to get out of here with a win because there's a lot of history here in this stadium. And even though I didn't grow up a Bills fan, a lot of near and dear things to my heart.
To take it back off Jeff's question, if not predictable, was maybe conservative, especially given, you lost a couple of two-score leads in the fourth quarter earlier in the season against Denver and Dallas. Do you think it was too conservative at the end of the game?
Like I said, I need to do a better job there in that second half. I didn't do a good enough job. So I'm always going to look at myself first and foremost. I wouldn't say I don't know. I got to look at it. I got to look at the tape. We weren't in a mode of saying, "Hey, 13-0 is enough." Not against this quarterback, not against this offense. And so I don't think our mindset was ever that. No, but again, I got to do a better job there in that scenario, and I'll put that on myself.
I'll
get you.
In the process of doing a better job, you were talking about how you have to get more involved. Does that happen in real time when the play is called by Kevin, or do you go back to him at the bench and say, "Hey, we could do this, we could do that"?
Yeah, it's hard in real time, Sal, because if there's a play called and then I say to myself, right there in that scenario, then you're going to get low on the play clock. So it's got to be better communication from me. I'm saying Kevin did a great job, especially in that first half. I just need to do a better job there in the second half. Everything that is on that field has my name on it, not nobody else. So I had to do a better job there. And so it's tough in real time, Sal. It's got to be something that's done a little bit more by me in between series. And that's always a challenge because you're managing the game, you're looking at different things, you're trying to make sure you're looking at things. But I have to do it. I've done that before, so I need to do a better job in that scenario.
If this is the last time the starters play before the playoffs, how do you feel about the team going into the playoffs?
Yeah, you got to feel pretty good, right? I mean, three game winning streak. I don't care. In this league, 3-game winning streaks are hard. Winning 11 games is hard. Winning the division is hard. And so you feel really good about some of the things, but there's also an opportunity to self-scout yourself and do some different things there. We'll see. We'll see what we do this upcoming week. I think there's still an opportunity for us to get the 2 seed. But I thought it was really important that we played in this particular game. Fortunately, we got through this. I think I haven't talked to the doctors yet, but fortunately, we got through this with some. I know there'll be some bumps and bruises, but we got through what we needed to get through, and you feel really good. Again, you got to before you guys came in, I was talking. You got to give yourself points for wins. I don't care how ugly it is, how pretty it is. You got to come out of games and say, man, it's hard to win a road football game in the NFL against this caliber of a football team with that type of quarterback. And man, I think about the players that they have. Milano's a really good player. Russo's a great player. Joey Bosa, I've seen firsthand of all the things that he can do. White has done such a good job in this league. Poyer, all those guys have done. There's a reason this team has been so successful. Coach McDermott, their offense. I know I just talked about their defense. Dawkins, Allen, Cook, Shakir, all those guys. This is a good football team, and anytime you come out in a game like this and come away with a win, like I said to the guys, I don't care if it's 48-47. I don't care if it's 13-12. I don't care if it's 1-0. I know you can't. Yeah, I know it can't be 1-0. I got that. I don't care if it's 2-0. You know, you got to give yourself points for wins, and then you got to be. And I think you've seen that. And then you got to be super critical of yourself and super critical of how you get better from this. And I think, you know, I know we'll do that, and I know our guys will do that. I know our coaches will do that. I know for sure I'll do that.
All right, thanks.